TCM podcast, all about Chinese medicine. Welcome to a new episode at Traditional Chinese Medicine, TCM podcast. Today I'm going to talk about the light therapy, and this time will be about the red light miracle therapy. There is so much to be said about it. It is a very contemporary topic and at the same time pretty ancient one, because it has been used since the dawn of time. And we know that the medical properties of light have been recognized and utilized for healing in all times since the Egyptians, because they constructed, for example, solariums fitted with color glass to harness specific colors of the visible spectrum to heal diseases. Greeks and Romans emphasized the thermal effects of light as well. So we know that through the history, light has been used always as a therapy as well, used medicinally. But Russian scientists were the first to explore and document the health effects of red light scientifically in the early 1900s. In 1903, Niels Rieber Finsen was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine for successfully utilizing ultraviolet light for treating tuberculosis. Therefore, Finsen is considered as the father of modern phototherapy. The history goes that the laser was invented in 1960s by Dr. Theodor Maiman, and in 1967, Dr. Andrew Mester discovered that the laser has significant values for the therapies. Well, what is red light, in fact? Well, it is a form of therapy that delivers energy to cells by applying a range of visible or invisible wavelengths of light. Other names for red light therapy include low-level laser therapy or low-intensity light therapy. You can hear it also by the name of phototherapy or photobiostimulations, or just biostimulation. Sometimes it is used as the name as photobiostimulation or photonic stimulation, among others. Red light therapy, in fact, is a form of therapy that delivers energy to cells by applying range of visible, as I mentioned, and invisible wavelengths of light. So we know that red light therapy is clinically effective for a wide range of conditions, including anti-aging properties. It is great for pain relief, for cognitive enhancements, fat reduction. It is also used for smoking cessations, and it's very important for the wound healing. Can also help with the bone density, or can skyrocket the testosterone using red light therapy. And so many more, actually, conditions can be helped with the use of red light therapy. But it isn't really a cure for all diseases, but can optimize cellular functions, and it works also by supporting the immune system and by accelerating the healing processes in the body. And there are probably no diseases or conditions that it cannot benefit from using of red light therapy. We also have something which is very close, which is called near infrared light, which is another form of electromagnetic radiation, which is similar to red light in both frequency and its beneficial biological effects. Near-infrared and red light optimize cellular function, supporting the immune system and accelerating the healing process. We know that sunlight is a rich source of UVB radiation, which stimulates the production of vitamin D and protects us from numerous health disorders. Sunlight possesses two end-of-light spectrum therapeutic radiation, which is light emitted in the red and near-infrared ends of the spectrum. Ultraviolet, unfortunately, ultraviolet light can cause sunburn, while red and near-infrared light protect the skin from sunburn. And we know that red light actually is visible to the human eye, but also can easily penetrate skin, which makes it useful for the therapy, for reaching cells and deep inside of the tissues. It is the normal wavelength of red light goes from 620 to 700 nanometers, and we know that human eye is limited to seeing wavelength of light ranging between 400 to 700 nanometers, and anything below or above that, such as infrared light, remains invisible or light pink. So we have actually, talking about the infrared spectrum, it ranges from about 700 nanometers up to 1 millimeter, which is actually 10,000 nanometers. It is divided to near infrared, middle, and far infrared light, and near goes from 700 to 1400 nanometers, which is partially visible, just the very low end, and mid-infrared spectrum, also called infrared B. It's from 1400 to up to 3000 nanometers, and far infrared, actually it's from 3000 until 1 millimeter. So the span of infrared light most applicable for healing is near infrared, which ranges from 700 nanometers to about 1400 nanometers. The primary difference between the red light and infrared light is that the near infrared light penetrates more deeply into the body than red light, meaning its healing energy can access and benefit cells that red light cannot. While red light is often used for superficial applications like skin treatments, for example acne, near-infrared light can be used for both the skin and to reach tissues residing deeper within the body. Even within these effective ranges of red and near-infrared light, some wavelengths have been found to be more or less beneficial than others. For certain skin conditions, some evidence suggests red light might be more beneficial than near-infrared light. But for all practical purposes, near-infrared light or a combination of red and near-infrared light is probably ideal. Both actually radiations, red and near-infrared, are essential for all biological life and can be obtained by exposing the body to sunlight. Although UVB radiation, which can also be obtained through sunlight, is essential for humans to produce vitamin D, too much of this radiation can cause burning of the skin, as we know during the summer. Contrary to UVB radiation, red and near-red radiation protect the body from damaging radiation and bolster energy production inside every cell they interact with. Within cells are tiny energy-producing power plants called mitochondria, which are the source of the energy for your cells and for your body as a whole. When mitochondria inside a cell have everything they need to produce energy efficiently, the cell is healthy. And when the majority of your cells have everything mitochondria within them need to produce energy efficiently, it means your body is healthy. So, in short, when a cell is given everything it needs to metabolize properly a process which involves the chemical oxidation of glucose into carbon dioxide within the mitochondria, we consider actually that process that means that cell is healthy. And nearly every disease has been linked to low mitochondrial activity. So that is the reason why all the booming of these new scientific approaches, or so-called mitochondrial medicine. Understanding which foods and factors enhance metabolism and which inhibit it are paramount for successfully preventing or reversing disease. One important thing to understand about cellular metabolism is that every step of the process is catalyzed by a specific enzyme. One such enzyme is called cytochrome C oxidase, which was discovered in 1926 by Nobel laureate Dr. Otto Warburg. This enzyme is critical for oxygen use by cells because it interacts directly with oxygen and catalyzes the very last step in the process of metabolism, which is basically called oxidative phosphorylation. And importantly, Dr. Warburg found that simply by inhibiting cytochrome C oxidase, a healthy cells could be turned into a cancer cell. The process which happens every day due to processed food, polluted air, and polluted water, of course. A number of chemical toxins have been shown to inhibit cytochrome C oxidase activity, including chemotherapy, cyanide, carbon monoxide, aluminum phosphide, estrogen, serotonin, endotoxin, aflatoxin B1, UVB radiation, X-ray radiation, and unsaturated fatty acids. So pathological cascade action actually works in this way when we are exposure to any of the environmental contaminants listed previously. Cells produce a free radical called nitric oxide, which binds directly to cytochrome C oxidase, deactivating it. For as long as nitric oxide is bound to this enzyme, the cell will have a defective, I would put in the name, cancer metabolism. And red and near infrared radiation, which goes from 600 nanometer to 1400, is absorbed by an enzyme within the mitochondria of cells, as I mentioned previously, called cytochrome C oxidase. This results in greater energy production by that cell. Adequate energy production is the hallmark of a healthy cell. If enough of your cells are producing energy efficiently, you'll be healthy. Red and near infrared light have both been proven to actually unbind nitric oxide from the cytochrome C oxidase enzyme, restoring its activity. Cytochrome C oxidase is unique in that because it actually absorbs light specifically within the red and near infrared portions of the spectrum. So not only does both infrared light liberate the cytochrome C oxidase enzyme from inhibition by nitric oxide, but it also directly energizes this enzyme, which supercharges its activity. And the result is enhanced cellular metabolism and the cascade of beneficial physiological effects that emerge from increased metabolic activity, such as increased energy, which is ATP, adenosine triphosphate production, increased cellular oxygenation, increased blood flow in the body, increased CO2, carbon dioxide production, reduced stress hormones, reduced lactic acid, also reduced inflammation, and of course reduced free radicals. Red and near infrared light penetrate deeply into body tissues, where they impart their healing effects by, as I previously mentioned, enhancing mitochondrial energy production. To be able to use red and infrared light, I suggest you buying the proper device. We can always find it on eBay or Amazon. It is basically a very cheap device. What I would only recommend is it has more than 3 bulbs, better to say LED lights, which can be dispersed along the whole body, and it's very easy because on the surface treating yourself is simple. Basically You just need to switch your light on from that very device you buy it, and aim it at the body part you wish to treat. And then from the very first treatment, I suggest using it for about 30 minutes and lie in the fetus position, that your body is exposed basically from upper body part until the lower one. And every other day, I would suggest you to use, after the first treatments, of course, procedure, to use it from 10 to 20 minutes. But one of the most important factors for success with red light therapy is definitely treatment consistency. And as a general guideline, I would say that studies have demonstrated that somewhere between 2 and 20 red light therapy treatment sessions per week are effective. Well, that will be for about 2 to 3 times per day. And you'll not see immediate results, definitely, but I suggest that you keep going on, and in about a month or 2, you'll see that at first skin quality, hair quality, of course, and the overall general feeling of well-being will be increased. So you should just keep going on. And if you believe that if you are living in the very sunny area, which you're often exposed to the sun, never mind. Don't forget that more than 1/3 of the human population is the vitamin D deficient, and also across all the sunny areas in the world. So actually it's more about metabolic activity and the absorption of the VD vitamin, K vitamin, and so on, and parathyroid, of course, gland quality and synthesis. So I just the red and infrared light therapy device actually could be the key for success in keeping your health intact and your youth in good condition. And I would suggest, if you want to do something good as anti-aging for yourself, red light therapy is the key for that. So I hope you gained something new, some new knowledge at least, and some new insight from this very episode. Hope hear you next time, and be well with light and love. Until the next time.
TCM Podcast, all about Chinese medicine.